Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I'm going to run you through this adorable Valentine treat box. Isn't this fun? Alright, so this box is made with the gift box punch board and window sheets, and it fits perfectly for these little emoji candies. I love this. Alright, let's get started. As usual, we're going to start with the Stampin' Up! Supplies that you'll need, and I used for this project the Love Notes framelit set. I used this fun little like blinds, I don't know what that's called. It looks like shutters or blinds. I used that heart and this little heart here. I'm going to pull this out for a minute because I want to show you that. That's the heart on the tag. I also used for this the Ready to Pop bundle, the stamps and the framelits. I used this tag from the framelits and the greeting with love. I used my layering circles, and I also used my baker's box framelit set because I used this little heart, and I just wanted to show you the difference here. Of course you can substitute what you've already got, but I love the two boxes, the baker's box and the popcorn box, and I have them, so why not use the little accessories, right? Okay, so the eyes on our little emoji box are the hearts from the baker's box. They're a little bit smaller. And then on the tag I had one of these little hearts from the Love Notes framelits. It's just a little bit bigger. So that's the difference there. That's what I used. Use what you have if you've got something that'll work. Okay, let's go through the materials that you'll need. I've got a 6x6 piece of window sheet right here. You'll need a piece of real red to get the hearts, and about 1.5 inch square will do there. Daffodil Delights you'll need for your circle and your tag. That about a 2x3 piece. I did the die cutting ahead of time because I'm going to show you the gift box punch board, and so no need to watch me do both. There's plenty of videos where I can demonstrate both tools to you, but one at a time. Alright, so then we've also got a piece of 2.5x4 black, the basic black, and that's for these pieces as well as for the mouth. It'll fit all of those pieces on a 2.5x4. We need a little bit of baker's twine. I have about 13 inches, and a piece of 8x1 inch designer series paper. I have a piece of black and white print from the Pop of Pink designer series paper. Alright, I've got the gift box punch board here and a 6x6 sheet. The handy dandy bone folder stores right in the tool, and we are going to make the smallest box on the chart here. So we're going to line up our window sheet with the small start line here, and we're going to score vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, all at the small. Now, when you're working with window sheet, I highly recommend that you take a minute while you've got everything all lined up, and that you run those score lines a few times with the bone folder before you punch and rotate. Okay, so I've run them and I've got some good scores here, I think. I'm going to punch, rotate to small, and repeat. Now I will punch, rotate to small, and repeat. 3 scores on each side and a punch. I'll do that for all the 4 remaining sides. And through the magic of editing, I'll see you when that's done. Okay, so I have done all 4 sides. I've scored, punched, and now what we're going to do is turn over the window sheet. We'll line it back up at the small line, the small start line, and punch. Then we'll rotate and punch, and I'll do that 3 more times. And through the magic of editing, I'll see you when that's done. Alright, so I'm completely done with my scoring and punching for the construction of the box. Now let's, before we move on, work on the closure of the box. So what we need now is the reverse punch. On the other side of the punch here, there is another punch. And what that one does is it rounds the edge and it cuts the closure. Okay, so we've punched the 4 little hooks. Now we're going to work all of our scores. I've got the bone folder here from the gift box punch board, and I'm going to work each of these score lines that we've put in. All the vertical, all the horizontal, and all the diagonal. And so that you don't have to watch me do all of those, I've prepared one ahead of time. So I've worked all the scores with the bone folder, and now we're going to assemble the box. I did, however, want to show you before we just assemble one of these diagonal scores. The best way to get this to line up right is to press on that diagonal score until the box sides form a corner. Do you see that? So once the box sides form a corner, then you can pinch the score. Then you can bring both corners in and work those scores with your bone folder. Okay? All right, then for assembly, I didn't want a lot of adhesive to show. So what I did was open up my tabs nice and flat and work in the side of my box here. This is what you want. Then I'm going to take a tiny little staple and I'm going to put it right in to secure this. So you want the smooth side of the staple out. So you feed into the box. And then when you've got those little points secure in the grab of the stapler, you're going to staple. And it closes up perfect. Same with the other side. There it is. We've got a perfect little clear box. Isn't that great? Okay, let's get some candies in there and finish this up. All right, I've got another one with some candies in it. And next thing we're going to do is our belly band. For that, we'll need our Simply Score tool. And the scoring for this is done at, okay, it's 1 inch by 8, and we're gonna score at 1 1/4, 3 1/8, 5 inches, and 6 7/8. Those measurements will be on a printable project sheet on the blog, kitchentablestamper.com. You can print it off and save it or download it to your computer, and you never have to guess again. I like nice crisp scores on my belly bands. I don't like to just wrap the paper and kind of crimp the paper as I go. I like a nice crisp score. So if you do too and you want those measurements, kitchentablestamper.com. There's always a printable project sheet with the measurements. Okay, so we've got our little box here, and for a belly band, I like to grab my fast fuse, fold up the bottom tab, and on the bottom tab I'll put some adhesive, fast fuse, and then I'll put a little fast fuse there. Then set the box in the center and lift up the belly band. Join those two ends, and voila! I got a belly band that'll slide on and off of that clear box. Cute, huh? Okay, so I got this little hanging tag ensemble, and we'll work on that next. I need to grab my Stampin' Trimmer here for just a second. I've got the little tag that I die cut from the Daffodil Delight, and it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to make this tag, about 1.25 inches long. Let's see here, what is that? Let's take 3/4 inch off. Okay, so here's my cut line, 3/4 inch. I'm just trim that tag, make it a little bit shorter. I have a stamp from Ready to Pop that says "With Love." I'm going to ink that up with some basic black. Stamp it kind of low because we're going to punch a hole at the top there. Cute. All right, I have a 1/8 inch handheld punch, and we're going to make that a hole in that tag so it'll hang. And then, all right, so I've got the belly band removed from the box. I'm gonna put the baker's twine in there and then put the belly band back on. I'm gonna pull it up to the fold and then tie a knot to secure it. Okay, now I've got this little heart. It looks like 80s sunglasses. That's what it looks like. Remember those sunglasses that had like the shutters on them? Anyway, got a little bit of liquid adhesive, and here toward the bottom we're just going to add the tiniest little bit of adhesive. We're going to slide the two ends of the baker's twine through the heart at about the 4th or 5th line there. Then we're going to put the baker's twine through the tag, and where those guys meet we're going to join them with that liquid adhesive. We got this little bit bigger heart, and we're going to take our 1/8 inch hole punch, punch a little hole in the heart as so. Okay, so we've got that threaded through. Let's add just a little dab of liquid glue. Those little dabs of liquid glue as you go are going to make it so that each of the little elements of this tag can be seen. They won't just all fall into a jumble and leave your sentiment unable to be read. Okay, so tie a bow to finish. And trim the ends. And there it is. There's our little tag embellishment. And lastly, we're going to make our little emoji. All right, so this guy is super simple. He's really cute. He's inspired by one of the candy designs. This little guy here. Let's make him, shall we? Okay, the first thing we want to do is grab some dimensionals. I've got some that I've cut a little smaller, and we're going to put them on the back of the hearts for eyes. Of course, his heart eyes have to be bugging out a little bit. And then a couple of dimensionals on the back of his head too. All right, we're not quite done with those dimensionals. I've got a scrap of black and a 1-inch hole punch, and we're going to punch a 1-inch circle, and a scrap of whisper white and a 3/4 inch circle punch. So we've got our little circles, layer them on top of each other so that they're nice and even. Cut them in half to make the mouth. So that makes 2 mouths. And then trim the bottom off of the white circle. I'm going back to my little liquid glue here. Add a dab on the back of the whisper white. And there's your mouth. Cute, right? Okay, so one more dimensional right here on the back of this little mouth. All right, now I've got some silver thread here. Love this stuff. I'm gonna pull off a nice long length of it. Almost a wingspan. I did take quite a bit. And on the back of this basic black scallop circle, we're gonna put a couple little dimensionals there. We gotta remember to keep them in a line because they're gonna stick to the belly band. We don't want them to stick to the box, and we'll expose the adhesive. Then I've got this thread, and I'm going to wrap it around 3 fingers real loose. I want nice wide loops, and a lot of them. All right, so I got these nice wide loops, and I'm going to bring them to the back, put them in the adhesive, and then I'm going to take about half of them, fold them back the other way, My tail is loose right here, so we're going to bring that in, make a loop out of it. Same with this one. And then we'll examine the loops from the front and see how we like them. All right, looks pretty good. I like my little loops. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that to the top of my box, making sure that those dimensionals stick to the belly band and not to the box. Adhere a little mouth and some eyes. Aren't they cute? Look at them. Okay, buzz over to kitchentablestamper.com and grab the printable project sheet for this. You'll find all the measurements and a supply list. If you've got any questions about the project, email me, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.